I'm sure everyone here has watched the movie Three Idiots. If there isn't one who hasn't watched it, may raise his hand or her hand. I'm going to focus on this particular scene in Three Idiots when Farhan and Rancho go to have dinner at Raju's place. When they're having dinner, Raju's mother talks about how a large part of her salary goes into the medical expenses of Raju's father. And then she laments that because so much of the salary goes into health expenditure, there isn't enough money left for household spending, let alone being able to prepare for Raju's sister's wedding. Now, this particular scene, albeit displayed in a darkly humorous manner, is actually representative of the situation that often many families in India may find themselves because of high out-of-pocket expenses, on health. And that's what these two chapters get into, especially given the COVID pandemic, which has really ensured that healthcare takes center stage finally. These examinations are quite pertinent. So this chart shows what I just talked about. So in this chart, the domestic general government health expenditure as a percentage of overall overall general government expenditure is shown. Remember, health is a state subject, and therefore it is important to focus on the general government expenditure. And in India, in fact, a large bulk of the spending on health is done by states. So if you take the general health expenditure as a percentage of the general government expenditure itself, as you increase that, clearly the out-of-pocket payments actually as a proportion of the overall health expenditure comes down. But what is really important here is the non-linearity in this effect. That at small levels of public spending on healthcare, when you increase it even by a little bit, the impact on the out-of-pocket expenses is very large. And that is what is being shown in this chart here. If India were to move from what it currently is to 2.5% of the general government expenditure, then the decline in the out-of-pocket expenditures for households that are similar to Raju's family will be very large. It will come down from about 60% to about 30%. So more than half, and that will make a big difference to these families. Incidentally, this chart also shows where other countries are. Take a look at Thailand, for instance. Thailand is closer to 3%, and Vietnam, China are other countries which actually are being marked out here. So this captures the idea that if we increase the spending, public spending, to about 2.5%, then the impact on out-of-pocket expenditures of typical families like the one I referred to, Raju's family, would be very, very large.